Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you are tuning in. Yes, because in this video we are going to do something pretty damn awesome. We're going to build ourselves a budget racing simulator. I have seen so many cool simulators here on YouTube in general, but most of these things are like crazy expensive. So I was working on some videos the last couple of weeks regarding racing wheels, and I was more like, how can I build myself a budget racing simulator and still have a very cool experience? We are living in a superb era when it comes to technology, because technology is getting really affordable to doing crazy things like a racing simulator with different displays. To begin with, like, displays secondhand are dirty cheap, but there are some things you need to know. And also when it comes to the computer itself, these things are like, you have so many freaking options nowadays that are also affordable. Back in the day you need to have like this gigantic beast of a PC that costs thousands of euros. But you don't need that if you are going to be like shopping smart. And that is the video what I want to dedicate to you guys. If you just want to like have this cool experience, and also will show you how will it look and how is my personal experience when using some old school monitors in combination with a budget racing wheel. For Nvidia surround, we're going to need 3 different monitors. It can be the same one, you can like mix. I will also do this in this video explaining why I did this. So first of all, 3 monitors, 3 of the same would be like the nicest way to play, because it's like, I think it looks way better. But in overall, what do we need? So first of all, I'm using this basic 23-inch IPS panel from Dell, and there are like a lot of different brands out there depending where you live. This thing is quite fancy because we have an option to change it in height, to have it in a slightly different angle, to give it like the best surround when it comes to the displays. And of course we can even rotate it if you want to have some different, let's say, setups. But okay, so this display comes with HDMI display and VGA. We can even remove it from the original foot, and we can just put it on a mounting bracket if you want to. So over here you're going to get different ports, even an USB 3.0 hub. We don't need it. So if you're going to get a different model that is maybe like still IPS but have only HDMI in, it will be even cheaper. So my model is the P231-7HF. So there are like 1,000 of different versions out there, but there will be a slightly different thing that I needed to do in this video. I will use for my left and the right monitor Dell, and in the middle I'm going to use Novo. And it still is a very nice combination. It's not perfect, but the reason I needed to do this, my GPU did use 3 display ports, but 3 different ones, and my DVI, I didn't have a solution, so I need to use an old school monitor in the middle. It's not a big of a deal, it will still give you a great experience, but it will be slightly different. But I also want to show you, you can just get yourself like a cheap monitor and put it in the middle of the other ones. Okay, so the next thing that we need is, of course, the Captain Obvious moment. We need a PC. So I'm using the MSI Trident number 3. We're having different models out there, i5, i7. This is the i5 model with a GTX 1060. I recommend like getting quite a beefy GPU, because this is what you need, especially when you're going to play some high-end games. This is the Gaming S series. The only downside I had with this, that we're only having a display, HDMI and a weird DVI connection. And my monitor doesn't have a DVI, only VGA, so that was my issue. I couldn't mess around with the cabling, like a little bit of a bummer, but depending on what kind of a GPU you have, that is the option you will get when connecting monitors. I will show you later on what I mean with this, but still the 1060, if you want to play some Project Cars 1 and some other games with 3 monitors on a very high resolution, it's still possible. Of course, sometimes you need to put the settings on medium or low. Okay, another thing that you can do is like if you're having some old school parts laying around, or you can get yourself a very dirty cheap kit. Take consideration, the downside to this is that you need to have like an, I wouldn't say beefy PC, but you need to have yourself like a very gigantic GPU, stuff like that, and it's more like a hustle in my opinion compared with the MSI Trident. Of course you can get yourself like a GTX 1660 over here, but the problem is like the GPUs, as I'm making these videos, are like freaking expensive. But I will just give you an example with the 1660, what are the, like say, the pros with these things. Because we're going to get a newer card, and when you're looking at the connection, this is so much easier to basically like hook up all the monitors. Maybe you can make like a video with this setup, just more like a more expensive setup I can say at the moment. But it would be convenient to have 3 similar monitors. But again, the MSI Trident 3, we will use it in this video, and the reason why, it's super convenient and almost plug and play. So another thing that is very important is the cable management, because yeah, okay, we have a power cord, that's a Captain Obvious moment, otherwise we cannot even power on the monitors and the PC. But when it comes to the cabling, let's say the cables for your graphic card, take consideration which port does my monitor have and which outputs do my video card have. So sometimes you just need to get yourself a converter cable like an DVI to HDMI or VGA to DisplayPort, you name it. You need to take consideration which cable you will need for your monitors that you're going to use. So when it comes to racing wheels with a budget, we have so many different options. You can get yourself a Microsoft Racing Wheel USB or a Formula Force GP. But take consideration depending on what kind of experience you want to have, because the racing wheel is of course one of the most elements or important elements that we need in this racing simulator. So first of all, the Microsoft Sidewinner, I do like this one, but it has like some old school force feedback. Oh, by the way, and try to find one that is in good working condition. That is even more like a bigger challenge. I came across this thing like this Logitech Wingman, old school. The force feedback, it's noticeable, but it is not like the force feedback that we had like with the more expensive wheels. But it is very cheap. And that's the thing. Then we're going to get this one I got with a PlayStation 2 kit. Like this is like the next level when it comes to budget racing. If you can pick this thing up for not a lot of money, I think you have like a great experience, because this thing is freaking awesome. Okay, so next up you can also get yourself a new wheel like from Hori. But Hori, I must say, like there is no force feedback. Like we're having the rumble, but the rumble, it's not like the cool experience you had with force feedback. And like two different worlds. I do like the Hori wheel for what it is, but not my first choice. And if you want to bring it to the next level, of course you can get yourself like an old school Logitech racing wheel like the G25, G27, G29. The G25 and G27 are very old school, but not really in a bad way. Like from the G25, G27, G29, there are like quite some differences, but of course when you're getting the higher numbers, they are like very new. If you can find them in a thrift shop or dirty cheap and they are like in complete and working condition, absolutely, like they would be like the best experience you can have for a racing wheel with still being in a budget. So basically with Nvidia, like an 8 or 9 series, you can connect multiple monitors, but there is a catch. Yep. So beside the point, like the 10 series supports 3 different displays on a single graphic card. If you're getting like a 9 series, you need to have like 2 graphic cards in your PC to get Nvidia to recognize 3 monitors. Okay, but then we're going to get here 2 basic speakers just for keep a good budget. These things are like 10 bucks. Maybe you can find them cheaper. We're just going to use this Chinese keyboard and of course my old school Microsoft mouse to keep it even more budget. Of course in the middle we're going to get my Niovo. It's a basic monitor and I must say like it still fits very nice into the configuration like this. Like look at this, like it's still having of course different monitor aspect ratios, but when you're going to put it in surround you will notice like it's still a very fun thing to have. But again, like this isn't like a solution I needed to do because of my graphic card. But like the first thing that we need to do is getting in the Nvidia configuration. The reason why is because it will see it like 3 different monitors and we need to create a surround or an Nvidia surround to call it. You can see like it still works, everything is configured like correctly from left to right, but still the thing that we're missing is like recognizing it like one big monitor, because if you're booting up a game now, it will only show it in the middle display and all the other ones go to black. And that is not of course what we want to do. Here you can see like everything has been configured, but let's take a close look at the Nvidia surround option. Okay, so the thing that we need to do over here, like we need to recognize if every monitor is in the correct position, otherwise you need to put it in the position that you need. And you can always verify which number your monitor has. It's a very cool system, it's super easy peasy, but let's get to the Nvidia surround, because this is basically like connecting monitors together and putting them in the right position. So my 1060 is recognizing all of the monitors. We're going to open up the Nvidia surround. It will give every monitor now again a number so you can double check if everything is correct. So here in the menu, what is quite interesting, so here you can see like all the numbers 1, 2 and 3. Double check if everything is like it should be. If it isn't, you need to change it out. Another thing you need to take consideration is like with surround you have so many different options. So we want to have like a horizontal resolution with 3 monitors, but here you can see like we having like a vertical. So that is also like, it can change out. Maybe if you like having different monitors, you can just make like with a racing simulator or with a flight simulator, you can do so much stuff with this. So I really love Nvidia Surround for it. But of course we need to have like the landscape or horizontal mode. We're going to activate all of our monitors, we're going to put it in the right order, and that's it. Create a surround, choose your resolution, and you are ready to go. So here you can see like everything is configured correctly. Alright, so double check if every like line is correct, and you can see like from the left to the middle monitor I need to adjust it. You can do it in the software or just adjust the height. It's something you need to take consideration also in the game itself. Of course, if you like 3 similar monitors, it will be way easier. Here we're going to get the recommended resolution. Take consideration, make a note, because you need to put it on 60 Hz this resolution, and the same goes for in the game. Otherwise everything looks like messed up. We need to have the perfect resolution for the best Nvidia surround experience in game. So that's it. If everything has been set up, you're ready to go. I'm going to use this Logitech racing wheel. It's still a chip to the chip wheel, and the reason I want to use it because it's a fun experience. The other one's like too cheap and not giving me like the racing experience I want. But still, like, this is a budget setup that you can do. So let's play some games and I will show you how cool this is. Okay guys, so first I want to give you like a first person view how this will look. Like here you can see like the monitor is going like all the way from the left to the right, and you need to look all the way to the left or right sometimes. Like here we're going to choose the car. Normally everything is on the middle display, but now everything is basically like super wide screen. It's super cool, and yeah, it's a little bit, it's not super convenient sometimes, but that is the thing that we need to like live with. But let's choose a car and just race. And again, I will give you like the first time like first person view, so you know how it looks, and later on we'll show you like how it actually is going to look when playing some games from different angles. Okay guys, so I just want to give you like an idea so how to build yourself a budget racing simulator in 2021. Of course, it depends what kind of products you're using. I'm just getting a lot of cheap stuff, especially the MZ Trident. I bought it secondhand for not a lot of money, depending where you're living and where you're going to get all of your products. So the monitors can be like different ones. You can get yourself 3 dissimilar ones from maybe a thrift shop for a couple of dollars. I'm not really want to talk about numbers because it's depending where you live in the end. But in the end, I hope you find this video inspiring to maybe make yourself an own racing simulator with some used parts. I want to thank you for watching, consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become one of the Wicked family, and I will see you in the next video.